Now I'm done raging. Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute bigger, better, good God and truth of you. One here and now applied to reality check. The state of one positive from the inside out is the only light, joy, warmth, good God or truth. Holy Spirit for everlasting peace, all will ever know or be. It's the state that all in body and matter is stated good to the truth of God, their shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better than all negativity. With all you see, hear, taste, touch, smell, say, or do. With the buildings, trees, you, me, everybody of everything. Creation applied one to the here and now existence of all, God, truth, reality check. All creation of existence of matter, right, is made of atoms, okay? And these atoms, right, are a love knot of male and female energy. Now, as long as these atoms stay more male, right, with positive energy, because anytime you plug something in a wall, right, you got a male and a female, right? And the male has to be the more positive energy than the female, which is negative, right? Of just being a male, which is positive, right? So it has to be more positive than the negative bipolarity to keep the circuit good as truth, okay? If not, your house will burn down and everything in the world will just go wrong for you at that point with that. That could, probably will, okay? So this atom's a love knot of male and female energy. And as long as it stays more positive and male, good as truth, right? It is indestructible, meaning its shape, form, and mass cannot be destroyed anywhere. Creation applied one to the here and now existence of all God, truth, reality check. You gotta excuse me, I'm having a way right now, but not a bad one. Trust me on this. Okay, here we go. Every time this atom bonds with two or more, Christ-like, right? One more positive from the inside out, good as the truth of them, one together, it makes the bigger, better matter of all shape, form, and mass of atoms crossing and bonding. Not to exclude every dimension of time and space you can think of, and every shape, form, and mass of God you can think of. Okay? Now, at the crucifixion, Jesus, right, was in the middle of two thieves that were fools. One of them fools was hateful, right? And he was the good God and truth of nothing, you hear me? And the other one, right, was more positive than that. And he checked that fool in reality. And Jesus said, you will be with me in paradise for this, you understand? Because the thief knew the good God and truth of him, you hear me? And stowed his life back from that foolish negativity, right? That only comes from faith, static, twisted, scattered, undefined matter, right? That you don't know to only cross back one more positive to be good as truth with, because the bigger and better of you has been taught faithfully, right? That things cross bad. And if you don't take all you are of negativity and cross it back more positive and be good, right, as truth, how can you live through that? You can't. And in reality check, that fool hung himself out faithfully to one neutral nothing, right? Just like the rest of those fools. And one together the good God and truth of the thieving Holy Spirit, God, King, and Adam Man first evolved, the triple male of all I am, stole his life back. And you can believe that, you hear me? Because if negativity can't keep stating you, it can't keep killing you to one neutral nothing. Negativity is the only disease state of all reality check of matter. But if you can't identify that, right, then in reality check, right, you are suffering out devilishly delusional, static, twisted, scattered, blinded, undefined. See, if you don't know to bring all you are of negativity back one more positive that will keep you good as truth, well, in reality check, you think things have went bad. And that bad way is what you become, the good truth of nothing with it, because it never comes back more positive to state you good as truth to the here and now, your reality check. But back to these atoms, okay? Every time negativity states them, it states them three ways. Either it causes them to, through the electrons of them, the electronegativity of them on the outside of them, to become either higher with energy or lower with energy, okay? And through the neutrons of them, right? Every time they're crossed negative with negativity, it arcs them as a backfire on the good God and truth of the reality check of that atom bonding, okay? Now, the reason it does that, right, is because to be negative with negativity is the good truth of nothing. And it's the only devilishly delusional way of you. And can't anything in a positive universe hold itself together good as truth that way? Because in this universe, regardless of what you think about religion, it is a positive universe. So anywhere something is more positive in a positive universe, it is stated good as truth, regardless of what you want to think about me or Jesus Christ. And in reality, it can only cross by the physics and laws of all known matter, bigger and better to the good God and truth of it, more positive. But if you don't know that, you are always in a state of decay and disintegration from birth to death. And in reality check, it is the disease, decay, suffering, and bad way of all mankind, whoever died of it, and any fool whoever believed that way or decided to stay that way after understanding, right, the absolute bigger, better, good God and truth of them, because they're sold out or they think their authority outstates it in reality check. In the beginning, Pistis Sophia, right, in the mythology, was a primordial atom, and she split negatively deficient as a backfire of energy. Through an orgasmic affair she was blindsided through the good God and truth of the energy of all I am, changing polarity, right, to cause neutronic matter to come into existence through the reality check of this energy. But this energy, even though it crossed negative with polarity, right, God is the good God and truth of the bigger and better of all things. So anything more positive with energy, right, male, right, overwhelmed it, right? And here's what happened. As God, as truth, right, was being defined in body of matter to the reality check of the man up of all I am, right? The energy knew in order to make some sustainable matter, it had to coagulate to a lower density state. And through this lower density state, right, the change of the polarity, the good God and truth of all I am, the thieving Holy Spirit out of all God, truth reality check I am, right, overwhelmed Pistis Sophia and caused her to split. And when it happened, all of creation of existence was created through an orgasmic affair she was blindsided with. And through the polarity of God crossing as a negative, right, to the absolute bigger and better of the instant positive and good of it, right, as truth, it caused the desire of Pistis Sophia to inflame. And she lost sight of what she was of God as truth, because all energy only comes from one source, an absolutely positive one. It's the polarity of it that crosses negative. And that dragon, that devil of her, was the absolute negative, right, crisscross of her desire, okay? And it's the negative crisscross of every desire, and it caused her to split. It causes all atoms, right, to split when they become so radioactive with energy, neutronic with energy. You hear me? And as a backfire, right, all creation of existence was created. And as these two energies come to their points, right, all the negative, static, twisted, scattered, undefined energy of Pista Sophia, right, came to the point of the nothing matter of a neutron. And I call it the nothing matter of a neutron because God as truth knew, right, without this neutron, right, being overwhelmed, more positive, it was always negative. Outside of an atom, a neutron's always crossing to one neutral nothing, just negative of the here and now of it, negative energy, okay, of flux. But inside an atom, right, after the split, all the negative comes to the neutron, but all the positive energy of the good God and truth of all I am, right, came to the proton, and the proton was able to overwhelm the nothing matter, the negative energy of the neutron, okay, and stabilize it to produce the good God and truth of the first sustainable atom matter of creation of existence to the reality check of the good God and truth of the man up of all I am, the good God and truth of Jesus Christ, one who when crisscrossed with all faithful negativity only crossed back one more positive, only adding up good ass truth. In reality check, negativity could not stay him. And that's why 3 days later, he came out of that tomb and went on with life. But before that happened, as stated by the Shroud of Turin, instead of the energy leaving him, right, and his body falling apart, it went in and caused the neutrons, right, to become enlightened out bigger and better, a bigger, better matter than falling apart to one neutral nothing dead as hell in reality check. The absolute bigger, better positive energy of the thieving Holy Spirit, man up male of all I am. Okay? Now, as these atoms started building up, right, their protonic state, they did it only one way, by being bigger and better than all negativity and flux of creation of existence to the reality check of their elemental matters, okay? And as all of creation of existence started to settle and we came back more positive than negative, so says the here and now good God and truth of us, right? The bigger and better the earth was created. But all the earth was in flux, okay? And life had took hold, okay? But there was no dominant species to produce out the good God and truth of the man up, Adam man, first evolved, the triple male of all I am. So the energy of the thieving Holy Spirit, God, King, Adam man, first evolved of all I am, incarnated an ape species, a humanoid ape species that was on the earth at the time, okay? After initial inertia of the earth had settled and life had took hold. And in the cavern of woe, right, overwhelmed the beastly negativity, right? The animalistic way of a she-ape, right? And caused her to go to a more enlightened state of being with an orgasmic affair. And through this orgasmic affair, the first woman was created. So states the Cobra and all I am of the first pre-Adamite male of all I am that was created through this orgasmic affair. And all that was left of her species that did not run themselves off a cliff, right? And destroy themselves negatively with the energy of it, right? That bred with the good God and truth of the man up of all I am, the pre-Adamite first evolved male evolved of all I am, became the men of old and the God kings that built the first pyramid scheme around the earth, okay? And there is a timeline on that. And maybe YouTube or Google can really look into this. But these pyramids, right, they were created when the earth, for some reason or another, could not geyser fresh water. And through this geyser system, they created energy to sustain themselves and enlighten their way and run their machineries and all this. This is true, okay? And it can be proven. That's why I say search it out. You can prove it. But here's the thing about it, right? The continent was one continent. I mean, the Earth's crust was one continent. So the timeline of that, okay, can be proven too. You can prove that people was here. But it's just a matter of finding that proof. We can look at Rama's Bridge. We can look at a lot of things that the Hindu drawings express. They express these monkey tribes. Okay, now listen to me. We have been here a lot longer. Now, I don't know if it was 350 million years ago, and the only reason why I state that is because that's when it said we were originally one continent. But I know through the first destruction, okay, that the earth had divided, okay? And we had somehow we had become different continents. And that was what we did. That is what we created. Now, all this stuff with asteroids and stuff, it's true. But any destruction that was on a global scale, right? We created. That can be proven. That is being proven. Well, back to what I'm trying to show you. So all who bred with the pre-Adamite male of all I am became the God kings that built the pyramid structures around the world. And all else became the Shaiva lineage of us, okay? Inferior to articulate, more monkey than man, right? To know what is good as truth, to come back more positive than the negatives of us. And this is where we get these words: good, bad, up, down, no, yes. These are simple monkey words. Listen to me. If I tell you no, or good boy, or bad, right? You understand it. Dog understands it, cat understands it. You can pretty much any creature understand that. These are animal words. But if I say to you, man, you have to bring yourself back more positive, right? To add up, to be good as truth, right? Bigger and better than any negativity of you until it subtracts to one neutral nothing. Well, that's something even the best fucking monkey can't understand, and they didn't. And that's why Shiva thought things crossed neutral. And that's why his head was always attacked on his body. You hear me? And that's why he's a lion-head snake, an alien to what the good God and truth of all reality check is. You hear me? And it's the only cross, one more positive. When you feel all negativity, only adding up good as truth to the absolute bigger and better of the negativity only subtracts to one neutral nothing, just negative of the here and now of you absolutely feeling one more positive and good. You can't suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die a bad way or a lie of faith of that. Okay? And after the first destruction, right, the tribes, they went out and they became other peoples, but then they came back to 2 points of people. And this is where Adam and Eve comes in, and Adam's, they say Eve came from Adam's rib, and you get all kinds of variations on that. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If they just done what them monkeys should have done, right, that they couldn't articulate, right, because they didn't have the words, they were connected to a dead language, dying monkeys, right, to only cross Eve, if Adam would have only crossed Eve back one more positive, good as the good God and truth of the thieving Holy Spirit out of all I am, bigger and better than any negativity between them, we'd all be good here and now, absolutely positively articulating it to reality check. But because they didn't, right, we're dying out like dumbass monkeys, blind fucking fools to the reality check of it, right? Inferior every way. No matter how much money we get, it's trash on us, right? No matter how much authority we got, it's garbage, you hear me? And we just sit around all day long bullshitting each other to death. I'll tell you what, I ain't on it. Listen to me. I'll stay better than that. And a fool better figure the fuck out. And that's a fact check, because I'm going to tell you something else about these body of atoms, right? Listen to me. Anytime they're stated one more positive and good, bigger and better than all negativity, one together, they can't be destroyed anywhere in creation of existence. And you can say what you want about aliens, right? Until one pops out and tries to probe my ass, right? You know what I'm saying? Or does the bigger and better of the knowledge of me, they ain't shit. You hear me? And I'm going to tell you something, right? all creation of existence, right, only articulates to the bigger and better mankind, right? To the reality check of it. And if everything that you're stating, right, is fucking inferior to it, well, shit, man, you better get a fucking life. You hear me? Listen to me. Wake up. I love you. I'm going to do me. You hear me? I don't care who you are. You can think what you want. I'm going to do me. You can judge me any way you want to. I'm good with that too. But in reality check, I'm bigger and better than dying out some dumb fucking monkey-minded fool, right? A snake and a bushwhack on myself, alien to what the good God and truth of all fucking reality is. And if you don't like how that sounds, well, you probably shouldn't, and that's good for you. You hear me? That means I'm getting through and you're waking up. You hear me? But I'm going to tell you something, man. I've been doing this a long time. I made sense a long time ago, man. I am nobody to play with. You hear me? Listen to me. When somebody comes at you like this, you better wake the fuck up and figure it out. That's a fact check. That's God. That's truth. That's a reality check. Peace.